What's going on, Bulls Nation? And welcome in to a fresh episode of the CHGO Bulls podcast presented by PointsBet. Don't forget that promo code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. What's going on, everybody? Peck here. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. You can follow the GOAT at Won't Gottlieb. And Big Dave right here is at Bow, BAWL Sports. We are CHGO_Bulls. Happy Friday, Bulls Nation. Happy Friday, gentlemen. How are we doing? Will, how we doing?
I just got back from walking my dog in the rain, so drying off still, reacclimating to this brutal
wind howling outside of my screen door right now. It's insane.
Chicago weather needs to chill.
Seriously. Nobody going to Wrigley today. My goodness. Could you imagine trying to sit through a baseball game in this crap?
You would do it.
No.
I wouldn't.
No, thank you.
I would not. I save my attendances to Wrigley Field for July, August, September.
Oh, real fan.
When Summer Peck is in full form.
Yeah, exactly. Can I comfortably wear a tank
we don't want
top
any of this
at the ballpark?
preseason stuff. We're talking midseason. We're talking midseason form.
Midseason form.
People who go to baseball games in Chicago in April are freaking dumb, or now even May.
Or
Dave,
fan.
how are you, sir? How's your Friday going so far?
I'm doing great. Unlike Will, I don't own an animal, so I have not stepped foot outside.
You're a wise man, my friend.
Except for the get groceries that were delivered, because we're bougie like that.
You're a smart man.
Yeah,
you,
wise. Well, hope everybody's enjoying their Friday, getting ready for the weekend. We are going to have some fun today. In the off-season months, we're going to do something probably every week that we're just calling Fun Fridays, where maybe we'll talk some Bulls and some NBA stuff, and maybe we won't, but we'll get silly with it. And we're kicking it off with a new game that is a brainchild from that man Big Dave right there, called Random Bulls Generator, where we all just kind of pick names out of our brain hats of Bulls past that aren't well remembered by Bulls fans and talk about them. And then we'll also spend the back half of today's episode doing some AMA and answering questions, Bulls or non-Bulls questions from any of you out there in Bulls Nation. We've got some questions already sent in on our CHGO Bulls Discord channel, some on Twitter, and feel free to throw some in the live comments here in the live chat on YouTube as well. We'll get to as many as we can. But first, guys, are we ready? Are we ready to play Random Bulls Generator?
Yes.
I got zero context for this assignment, and I'm so excited. I think this is going to be hilarious.
Oh,
right.
look at this fancy generator.
Wow, Joey, you've outdone yourself.
Joey, look at him.
You have outdone yourself.
If that thing moves, I'm going to freak out.
Oh, come on, Big Dave. You know it moves.
Oh,
you know it moves.
Oh, come on with it then, Jay.
A little bit. Only a little bit.
Come on with it.
All right, we'll pull the lever down for the first one. The first one's Matt.
I like that the CHGO Bulls logo is the top of the lever.
I was just about to say that. That's such a nice touch. I want to reach into my computer screen and pull it down and crank it so badly right now.
All right, go ahead. Pull it down. Pull it down.
All right, here we go. Peck's turn.
Oh, look at that.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Peck's Random Bull.
Now, first question, can either of you guys name this individual?
I can. I'm gonna guess that he's white.
That's a safe spot to start, Dave.
Safe spot right there.
That's Songaila. I think I almost chose him.
Oh,
that's Songaila. Really?
Go gets it right.
Wow.
The only reason I know that is because I almost selected him this morning.
Dude, I was wondering if we were going to overlap at all, if any of us were going to pick the same random bull.
Wow.
All right, so a couple of questions for you guys.
Okay.
Do you recall which season Darius Songaila wore a Bulls jersey? He played just one season with the Chicago Bulls.
Dude, off top, I'm gonna say 03. Just guessing. Just complete.
I think it was like 06, 07.
Will is closer. It was the 05-06 season.
05-06.
Okay.
I should have known that.
Bulls went to the playoffs for the second consecutive year that year. Lost in the first round. And he played 62 games for the Bulls, starting 7 of them. And want to take a stab at his stats, points, boards?
Ooh.
3.3 points.
2.1
2.1 boards. I don't know.
Dave?
I'm gonna say Darius Songaila in 2004. You said
2005/6.
2005/6. Okay.
Averaged 21.5 minutes per game.
Shut up. Really? Oh God.
I feel like the Bulls have done this thing for years now where they just like pick up guys off the scrap heap because they get really injured every year and they play for like 20 games and then they're gone.
I'm going to say
but they like put up some numbers.
I'll be nice to say 4 points, even though I think Will is right with the 3. I'll say 4 and 2 rebounds.
You guys ready to have your minds blown?
Okay.
He averaged 9.2 points per game and 4 rebounds.
Wow, he was an all-star.
He gets buckets.
Songaila being sold short.
Get buckets.
We did sell him very, very short.
So at first I looked up his basketball reference page and had a laugh at that. And then I went on YouTube and searched Darius Songaila on YouTube. He only has like 3 videos that come up when you just type his name into the search bar of YouTube. One of them was when he was playing with the Bulls, and it was like him and Chris Duhon hit back-to-back buckets late in a close win over the Raptors, I believe. And then one of the other ones is when he was playing with the Wizards after his stint with the Bulls. And this was the like Gilbert Arenas Wizards that wore those hideous gold jerseys. Do you guys remember those?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And the
Hard
highlight,
to forget those.
The highlight of Songaila is where he's boxing out under his own basket. Somebody misses a shot, and instead of grabbing the rebound, he turns away from the ball. The ball hits him in the shoulder, and it careens off his shoulder and up and in to his own basket. And that was one of the 3 videos of Darius Songaila on YouTube.
That is the most.
I'm gonna have to go watch. I'm gonna have to go watch that after the show because it sounds like stuff I need to see.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous and completely believable for that.
Right? I was like, this is too perfect that this is one of his very few highlights on YouTube that made it to YouTube. All right, one more pop quiz for you guys. Okay. Can either of you name Darius Songaila's country of origin?
I know the answer to this.
He went to he played ball at Wake Forest, but where is he from?
Darius
Songaila. I'll let Dave go first.
Oh gosh. Slovenia.
Lithuania.
Oh.
Is that what you were going to say, Will?
That's what I was going to say.
How did you remember the Darius Songaila?
Because I almost chose him.
He's the GOAT.
Oh, right. Because you almost chose him.
I was doing my research. I didn't know what I was researching, but I did my research.
Oh, my goodness. That is freaking hilarious.
I'll just do this anyway. That's what I was going to do anyway tonight. Let's just go over random Bulls and just look up their stats.
Hey, man, it's off season. I got to stay sharp, you know?
I feel
so good.
I feel you, man.
Oh, my gosh. I did not remember that one until I was just sifting through some Bulls years on Basketball Reference. Wow, what a legend. Man. What a legend. All right, who's up next?
I think it's me. Pull the lever for me.
Go and get that down. Ooh. Wow. Oh man. Oh God.
You guys can get this. I have faith.
It's recent.
It looks like, yeah, I was gonna say that looks like a newer practice shirt.
Why do I see G League when I look at him?
It looks very familiar.
So familiar. Oh,
all right, you guys want a hint?
Grant.
Yes. He does look like Jeremy Grant, doesn't he?
Right.
He played on the Bulls in the 3 Alpha season. He came over in a trade, which I will share more details about.
Sounds
like we might have a winner.
You got a winner.
He came over in a trade in the 3 Alpha season. It's not Joffrey Laverne. It's the other one from that.
It is the other one.
Random trade. Shoot.
One of the other ones.
It's not King Joffrey. Oh, that means I was talking him up too. I loved King Joffrey.
All right, I'm playing the music. I'm playing you guys off. It is.
Okay. All
right, fine. One last guess for each of you.
Dave, you get a guess.
I wouldn't. I don't have a name in my head at all. Please tell me.
It's gonna drive me crazy when you tell us.
Anthony Morrow.
Morrow.
He came over in the Taj Gibson and Doug McDermott and a 2nd-round pick trade, in which the Bulls got back Cameron Payne, King Joffrey Laverne, and Anthony Morrow. And he played
number 20. Didn't he wear number 20?
That I'm not sure I could answer, although I do have his basketball reference page up. He wore number 11.
11. Okay. All right.
He played only 9 games in the regular season, but he played in 3 games against the Celtics in that playoff series.
Okay.
And I mean, he's always been kind of known as a sharpshooter, always a 40% from 3 guy. And if you guys recall, with Rondo and D-Wade and Jimmy, you kind of needed some shooting around those guys. So that was his role. Also funny thing about the Anthony Morrow season is that was the Bulls had 2 guys on the roster from Murray State, and neither of them were Ja Morant. How sad is that?
My gosh.
Oh, that's depressing. Yo, I don't know why that was just depressing. That was just so depressing, right?
Can you guys name the other one while we're taking crazy
from Murray State?
So it was Cameron Payne, who's obviously balling for the Suns these days. And the other one's no longer in the league. But he had a couple of games there in that playoff series. Isaiah Cannon.
Cannon.
Gosh, I couldn't stand
man.
Isaiah Cannon.
Who had way too many A's in his name.
Yeah,
It was like his name was
50%
A's.
Also played for Phoenix. He also played for Phoenix as well.
Also not very good at basketball.
I think he had some moments in the playoffs when after Rondo went out and they started like 4 guards at the same time. What a year that was.
Moments is strong.
I cannot believe I still can't get over that trade though.
I was going to say, insane. I have clearly deleted that trade from my Bulls memory bank because it was so terrible.
They traded away the 2 best players and a pick.
Right. We'll give away the 2 best players in the trade. So you guys should.
So we have the honor of also giving.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, man. That's just,
I mean, of every player in that trade who's playing significant minutes, well, okay, crazily enough, Campaign is playing backup guard minutes for Phoenix right now with the 1 seed in the West, trying to get back to the finals. But Dougie and Taj still playing big minutes in the NBA.
I don't know
all of the pieces the Bulls got back in that trade. God. Also, I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop with Campaign. Like in one of these playoff games, he's just gonna like somehow score negative 80 points and cost them the championship.
I just remember I was at Summer League one year. I think it was the year after they won the Summer League championship. So they were not playing, some of their best Summer League ball, which of course is incredibly important in the grand scheme of things. And I was sitting next to Stefan No, and we were watching the Bulls, and Cameron Payne tried to like cut across the court, like sideline to sideline to get an inbounds pass. And he just slipped and fell flat on his face. And that is the only image of Cameron Payne that I'll ever have.
Oh my goodness.
But honestly, credit to him. Like he was not an NBA player for a while, and then he turned himself into an NBA player.
No, I will not. No, I will not say credit. I will say credit to Monty Williams and Chris Paul. I don't know if I can say credit to Cameron Payne.
When he squares up to shoot, he points both of his feet away from the basket. I don't understand. It makes no sense.
He does the same.
Oh, is the basket right here? All right, let me line up like this to take my three. Woo!
That's like how I have to play golf because I slice it so much. I just gotta aim in the other direction.
I'm gonna aim at my golf cart behind the tees.
Seems to work.
All right, Big Dave, you're up next. Big Dave's turn to pull the random Bulls generator lever.
Random Bulls generator machine, baby. Lucky money. Give me some money. Yank that down for me. This.
What we got?
Our boy Jannero Pargo.
Yeah, Jannero Pargo.
Bulls legend,
man, legendary Jannero Pargo. I picked him for a specific reason, but do you guys have a favorite Jannero Pargo moment? Because there literally is one.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not sure I could have. I don't have any moments. I remember watching him in warm-ups sometimes.
Matt, do you have one?
I have a complete lack of favorite Jannero Pargo moments.
There is one that made him a legend here in Chicago, and that was game 5 in the playoffs when they played the Washington Wizards. And when they played the Wizards, they were down 10 points in the fourth quarter with about a minute or something to go, and Jannero Pargo went insane. and hit every single shot and hit a game-tying 3 to tie that game up. But Gilbert Arenas hit the game winner, sent him back home, and the Bulls lost. Now, I was at that game. That's the only reason I bring this up. I think it was
04-05.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a second stint with the Bulls? Like he left and came back. Yeah,
I think he came back, and he wasn't on the 10-11 team, Rose's MVP in the conference finals. I think he was on the team the year prior, 9-10.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He came back and played one more year with the Bulls.
Sure did. Now when I was
and then he was on the coaching staff too, I believe.
He was on the coach. Oh God, yes, he was on the coaching staff, and his brother played as well.
Why do I have all this information in my brain? Like I can't remember anything important.
What do you mean? You don't question greatness? How dare you? Don't do that. This is what it is, Will. But dude, listen, this is where I learned a valuable lesson. I went against my better judgment in that. I went with a friend of mine. We watching that game. The whole time the Bulls are getting destroyed. They're getting beat up that whole game. They started playing a little better in the fourth quarter. My friend was like, dude, we should get out of here. Like, this game is over. They're not coming back and winning. I was like, dude, you don't leave games early. It's not a thing. We don't leave. He's like, man, come on, man. I got to go, man. I got to go. We got to get out of here. This ain't going to happen. It's a 10-point game. We're like a minute ago. It's not going to happen. I was like, all right, fine. So we left. And then I called my father. I called home and I'm talking to my dad. My dad was like, man, I know you're enjoying the game right now, man. I know you're having a blast. I'm like, what you mean? I was like, the game was over. It was a 10-point game. He was like, the game is tied. It's a tied game. And I just gave my friend the death stare, like immediately looking at him. And he was like, it's a few seconds left. I said, dude, if they don't hit this shot to win this game, I'm going to punch you in this face right now. I mean it too. And I meant it. I was going to hit him so hard. And Gilbert Arenas hit that shot and saved me from breaking my friend's nose by punching him in the face. Because I was so angry that I left that game because I never leave games early, man.
I cannot imagine you being that angry. I just can't.
Dude, I was heated. Because I don't leave. It's not a thing for me. I never, ever, ever, ever leave. Some of my favorite sports moments are because I stayed and the comeback occurred with like a grand slam in the 9th inning or something like that. I never leave, man. I always stay to the end. It's got to be like a 30-point beat down for me to get out of there. That Memphis game is a great example. Memphis was killing the Bulls that whole game, and then they got to that fourth quarter, and the Bulls made an incredible run, and it was great to see. But I never leave early. I left a playoff game early. I've never left the game early again since that has happened.
And nor will you again.
Never.
I remember I was at the Cubs Giants game 4 in San Francisco in 2016, the year they won the World Series, and they were down like 5 runs or something in the bottom of the 8th or top of the 8th, and they scored. And I was like, I can't watch this happen. They lost in 14 innings the night before. I cannot sit through this again. And then they scored like 5 runs that inning, and I'm so glad I stayed.
You left, Will? You were there and you left?
No, I stayed.
Oh my God, I was gonna say.
I almost left. No, that was like
baseball brought Joey in here.
That was
yeah.
And that was the game 4 that clinched it and sent them to the NLCS, right? If I recall.
That was the one. And everybody at that time was like, oh man, if they have to go back to Wrigley for game 5 and hit against Cueto, this is not going to happen.
Oh man.
That was a great series.
That was a
great
amazing series.
It was, man. But I liked Jannero Pargo for the Bull. I did. I thought he was a solid backup, and he provided little tiny moments. He wasn't
Pargo
great.
Was the man.
And he's a Chicago guy, right?
Teammates, Chicago guy, and teammates with Darius Songaila in 2005-06. The legendary duo, the iconic duo of Pargo and Songaila. Oh my goodness!
And he has a brother, I think, that was also in the league for a while.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Jeremy
Pargo. I was probably looking up Darius Songaila's stats or
Jeremy
something.
Pargo, definitely. Jeremy Pargo in the league.
Was he in attendance for Joakim's retirement night last October? I feel like I remember seeing him in some of those pictures.
Yeah, I feel like you're right.
Because he and Joakim only overlapped that 1 year when he came back in 9-10, because he had left the Bulls by the time they drafted Joakim.
That sounds right. I feel like I
remember seeing him in some of those pictures that Joakim and the Bulls posted on social media.
I'm going to put him there. Why not? I'm going to put him there because he's a Bulls legend, because they brought him back. And he never played 2 seasons, and then they let him go, and then he came back for 1 more season, and then he was coaching. And he was a assistant coach on the Windy City Bulls as well for the Bulls. So he did that for 2 seasons. I believe 2017, if I'm not mistaken. He was there for like 2 years. So yeah, Jannero, They love Jannero here, man. Jannero got love here in Chicago. Sure.
Dude, speaking of which, Dave, have you gotten calls from the Windy City Bulls this week?
I have not. No, they called you?
Yeah, I have 2 voicemails.
Finally getting that 10-day?
Actually,
No,
they probably called me and I didn't answer, but
I screened the calls because and it didn't say like Windy City Bulls on the caller ID. It was just some random name or number. But I didn't know either time, so I screened both times. Somebody calling, like a representative from the Windy City Bulls, like, "Hey Matt, I called to check in. Saw that you attended one of our Windy City Bulls games this season, and just wanted to get some feedback and hear about your experience, and also talk to you about some exciting new things we're working on for next season." So it's clearly from that one time that you and I went with Fred and some of the other Bulls podcast people to do that, that halftime podcast thing. And I'm like, these Windy City Bulls are thirsty. Like, thanks for having me that one time. That was nice. But I'm not trying to like,
they're working on
I'm not trying to like sign up for a Windy City Bulls season ticket package if that's what you're after.
Yeah, that's like going on one date and you don't talk to that person for a couple weeks and they're calling you back like, wait, what? It was one date.
I thought we had an understanding.
Right.
Yeah. We did not.
Split the check.
All right. That was fun. I cannot wait to do that again.
I cannot wait for next week for that.
It's a wonderful exercise. Let us now move on to the AMA portion of our Friday fun. But before that, Big Dave, tell the people about the PointsBet, would you please?
I think they would like to know the best way to support what we do here. And the best way to support CHGO is to download that PointsBet app and use that code CHGO when you sign up. Because if you do that right now, you will get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, and I'm talking to you out there, you will receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of that awesome web content where Will Gottlieb will put all those Bulls thoughts that he has crowded in his head down on some paper and onto your screen. And you can see that. And you will get a free CHGO t-shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's 2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, a free t-shirt from that locker, all for making a $50 or more first-time deposit at PointsBet. Oh, dramatic pauses. I love them so. Live NBA same game parlay. That's what it is, y'all. Because for the first time ever, you can build that perfect live NBA same game parlay only at PointsBet. You combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. And if you want more, Joey, are you there? He's not there. I had to ask.
And I know you do.
And I know you do.
Thank you very much.
It took me a while to find the mouse.
You can also boost your live same game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, boost live, and partay live with PointsBet. And if you're here in this beautiful state of Illinois, this lovely city of Chicago, but not today because the weather is like Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't know what's going on outside, but the weather is angry. Angry man. You can download that PointsBet app and stay away from that anger and just register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Because once the game starts, you don't just bet. Will Gottlieb, tell them what you do, sir.
You live your bet life.
Oh, Joey, you got something for me?
Money.
Joey is on his game today.
The falsetto, man. I appreciate the falsetto. I do.
All right, let's kick off our AMA, the first AMA we're doing here at CHGO Bulls. Let's have some fun. C-Red UK kicks us off with, does Big Dave still feel we need a goon? If so, who does he think we should go for? Oh my gosh, look at these graphics that Joey put together.
First of all,
oh my God,
it's perfect. It's
Will as Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yes, exactly. Why is that perfect? Why is that perfect? Why is that perfect? I just don't know.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good.
That's so good.
Joey is going above and beyond.
Oh man. Yes, I always feel like every winning team definitely needs a goon. I promise you, when we're doing these random Bulls, we might throw some out while I'm doing it. But yeah, every team needs one. I don't know who in particular. I have to see kind of what they're doing in the offseason as far as, who the players they're bringing in to be on this team to have a better understanding of what type of goon. Do you want a Patrick Beverly kind of goon?
No.
I was about to ask, what kind of goons are there?
Yeah, there's several kinds. There's the always yelling, There's the yelling, fiery type of goon who's always in your face or something like that, like a Bobby Portis, but who can give you offense. There's a Patrick Beverly veteran type of goon who's always talking crap. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really does much, but does enough.
He's
and
just
then
running
there's
around
like,
kicking y'all.
yeah, exactly. And he scored 47 on us. But then there's also, you know, the quiet type, the quiet, strong type, like a
The
Kurt
strong,
Thomas.
silent type.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Gary
guys
Cooper.
like that. Yes. Come on, Will. That's what it's like. You got to have them, man. So there's several kinds of those kind of goons. Kurt Thomas, Antonio Davis, you know, those kind of goons, you know, those guys who be strong, silent, quiet. You
Nazi
don't want to mess with
Muhammad.
them. You don't want to touch them. You know what I mean? 'Cause they
Nazi
might take-
Muhammad.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So I have to see. But yes, this team definitely
What
needs
category
one.
does Tristan fall into?
Oh, he lost his goon status, man. He was disappointing. He came in with the words. He came in talking crazy, but he wasn't about that action. And no, he said everything nice, but he wasn't about that action, man. You can't talk about like, oh man, you can't be running up on my guys like that. We got to see us, and then you did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you lost me.
I love the playoff challenges. I know people are laughing about that, and I was laughing about it too, but I just love that stuff. I think that's so funny.
Yeah, man. Can't have that. He lost his status.
Juan in the comments, just let's just get this over with. How much and how long are you giving Zach LaVine? I'm giving him the maximum in years, and I'm giving him the maximum of the money that comes with that contract that only the Bulls can offer him.
Yeah.
We done here?
I'm giving him $212 million.
That's
4
the figure.
years plus a player option at the end.
That's the figure.
Ditto. All that. Yes. You pay him.
The reason that we started doing these player grades and didn't do Zach right away is one of the key pieces is because we spent the back end of last week and the first part of this week talking to y'all about Zach's contract. We were like, let's take a break from Zach. Because guess what? There's plenty more days to talk about Zach and his contract.
I can't wait till we're at the point where we're talking about the fact that Zach signed his contract and he's back with the Bulls. And we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Listen, Will, that show right there, when that happens, the pettiness that will spew out of this screen right here, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so.
There might be a drink or two involved in that episode.
Oh, it will be led by Petty Peck.
Oh,
it would be amazing. It would be amazing.
January in the comments. Matt, do you get hit on more with or without the mustache?
Hey. What up, Matt?
Honestly, I don't know. The answer is not often either way.
Not often enough. Not enough for you.
I would say in my adult life experience of both having and not having a mustache, more of the ladies are attracted to me when I don't have that mustache on my face.
Oh, that's interesting.
Was that your first real mustache stint?
No, I've rocked the stash like a few different times in the past.
It's usually yearly. Yearly, he pulls out the mustache.
Yeah, usually somewhere in between fall and winter, I'll do something with my facial hair. Sometimes it'll be a beard and a stash. Sometimes just a stash. Sometimes a goatee. Most often the reactions are always ugh. And then if I keep it for a while, people will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of used to it by now." So whatever. But it was funny. So I saw Vinny Duber, part of our awesome White Sox team at the office the other day, who is like the king mustache. And he was like, "Oh, dude, you shaved it off." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I was ready." And I was like, "You?" He was like, "Oh no, this is permanent." I was like, "Good for you, man." I can't.
Listen, man.
I can't do a just 24/7, 365 mustache. Hell no.
Dude, Matt, you know what you inspired at CHGO when you cut that mustache off. Was just absolutely unreal. What you inspired. Lawrence getting
cut off all of his long hair. Apparently, Nick from CHGO Bears ditched the beard that he had for a while.
He did. Like it was crazy.
Spring is about rebirth.
Spring is upon
and
us.
Change.
I hope Will never cuts off the 5 o'clock Bradley Cooper shadow that he got happening.
It's kind of growing out, man. The COVID beard.
The COVID beard.
Anish said that we need a Petty Peck shirt in the CHGO locker. I would wear that. C-Red UK wants to know, Will, when are you changing your Twitter handle to Goatlieb?
Wow. I don't know. Probably not going to happen, but I love that people want me to do that. I love Won't. I think Won't is great.
I
If
love that handle.
If I was like, Won't Goatlieb, now we could be getting into something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I think you should. I think
No promises either way.
Okay, that's fair. He's not teasing anybody. He's just letting them know.
As my girlfriend says, every time I bring something up that she's not crazy about, we'll talk.
Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yikes. Chicago Bulls Central. What up, Hayes? In the comments.
Shout out.
The new host of Locked On Bulls. When the Bulls re-sign Zach to a max contract, they'll be on pace to be $5 million into the luxury tax. Do you see ownership allowing this team to go into the luxury tax, or is Kobe on his way out? I mean, I think the answer to both of those questions isn't an either or. I think the answer to both of those questions could be yes and yes.
Mm-hmm.
We heard Michael Reinsdorf say in an interview publicly earlier this season, we are willing to pay the luxury tax. I also believe that Kobe White could be a piece that the front office deems to be not necessary, expendable, when they are looking for help in other places, and that he could be on his way out. But just because Kobe might be on his way out, I don't necessarily see a correlation there to Kobe staying or going and whether or not this team and this ownership group is willing to pay a luxury tax. What about you guys?
Go ahead.
I would love to get a salary cap expert on our show one day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Keith or Keith Smith or Ryan Borgia, who does some great stuff for the
Ryan Borgia is awesome.
The Bulls side of things, but I don't actually think that's necessarily true. I think they have some pretty high cap holds, which would take them into the luxury tax, but Troy Brown, Derek Jones, I don't think those guys are coming back, which lowers their figure. I think you kind of just have to take Mike Reinsdorf at his word and just say, until he proves otherwise, that if he says he's willing to do it, he'll be willing to do it. But totally agree with you, Matt, that if they're going to make a trade, I think Kobe is sort of that one chip that has some value before he gets into his qualifying option year and could be on his way out. But who knows? I'm very excited for this offseason to just see, because I think it is going to tell you a lot about the future of this team in terms of, are they going into the cap or into the luxury tax? Are they willing to pay Kobe and see if he can turn into something and kind of be patient with some of the younger guys? So very, very interesting summer ahead.
Yeah. You know what? It's weird because with Kobe, I would have told you with 100% certainty when the season ended that he was gone. Like, there's no way he's coming back. And then after I heard him talking, at the end of the year presser, like I heard him speaking, I was like, man, he really sounds like a guy who'll be back here, like who's not even thinking about not leaving or something like that. It wasn't reflective or anything. It was more like, no, I'll be back here. I'm working on this and this, and I'm coming back next season, and we'll do this again, kind of thing. I don't know. Like, I'm really 50-50 on Kobe. I still kind of think he'll be traded. So maybe I'm 51-49. Mm-hmm. I still think he'll kind of be traded. I don't know when that will happen, but AK and Eversley have shown when it comes to those young guys who were previously here, they got a season. You know what I mean? And after that season, when they didn't get, the results that they wanted, they made moves immediately. Like, they were out of here. So Kobe got that season because they were trying to see if he could play, the point guard position, what he could bring to this team. And then they put him back at that 6-man spot because obviously that's where he was more comfortable, and they wanted to see what it looked like. And it's kind of incomplete because in that first half before the All-Star break, yeah, it looked great, like perfect positioning, having him coming off the bench. And then afterwards, it was like, why are you on the team? Like, it was, so it's really weird.
Let me ask you this, and we don't have to get too deep into it because I know we've got some other great questions, but like, what do you think Kobe's realistic peak outcome is as a player? Like, what does he turn into realistically? And how valuable do you think that is to the Bulls' future and present?
At his peak, Kobe is a 6-man of the year candidate or winner. At his peak, in my opinion.
Like a Tyler Hero type. I mean,
Tyler
Tyler
Hero.
Hero's great. I don't think he's
Jamal
quite that.
Crawford without
Yeah.
the handles kind of guy, but just with that jumper, that can get hot kind of thing. He could have a Jordan Clarkson kind of year and just go crazy. Or my man Lemon Pepper Lou, down in Atlanta, he could have one of those, that kind of
Okay, so
Williams
so
immediately.
follow up there is how realistic is that? Like what % chance would you give him to actually turn into that?
You know what? I'm gonna say 51% he could turn into that. Honestly, like seriously, if he gets on the right team, guys, where they remove the responsibility from him and they're like, just please shoot the basketball and do nothing else. We're not going to worry about your defense. We're not going to worry about you doing anything else. Just go there and score. He could really turn into that because every guy I just mentioned to you, they aren't worried about doing anything but shooting. That's it. Period. Point blank. So if he goes somewhere where that is his only responsibility, I think he has a shot to turn into that for sure.
Colin in the comments said he deserves another half a season first. He being Kobe. I don't agree with that.
I don't disagree with it.
I think it's not about giving him another half a season to further evaluate what Kobe is and how he fits as a puzzle piece into this roster right now. We know what Kobe is. He's a streaky shooter and guy who can come off your bench and contribute some scoring. And when he's on and cooking and like goes wild in the third or fourth quarter, he can win you a basketball game. But then he disappears for games at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think you need another half a season to figure that out about Kobe. I think we know that about Kobe by now. And either you deem that to be a piece worth keeping around and paying on a new contract, or you don't. I think it's as simple as that. And I right now am in the camp of people who is saying, if you can get something for Kobe that helps your team more than Kobe's helping your team, I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, and I mean, again, those guys I mentioned are all guys who've been traded multiple times, in their career in the NBA. Yeah. So it's not like he's an untradeable piece. Like if he's gonna go, he can go. It's okay. But I can understand giving him another half season. Again, if I have to see, like Will said, that's why I'm excited for the offseason, because I want to see what they're really trying to do. Because if they're talking about removing those responsibilities from him and just, saying Kobe, go shoot, he could be that dude. He could be. But yeah, if they don't give it to him, I mean, I'm not gonna cry about it. Like, okay, well, he's out. It's cool. But yeah, I'm not totally against giving him a half a season.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's still up in the air for me. Like, if you're talking about like where he could fit into that role that you guys are talking about, I think the Bulls need somebody in that role. Like he could do that in Chicago, but the fact that he wasn't able to just have that gunner mentality in the playoffs against the Bucks when the Bulls had just nothing else offensively, that was very disappointing to me. And obviously you're going to take the good with the bad for him on a team like the 2019-20 Bulls, when he was kind of like the main, scorer next to Zach. You saw some good stuff, but same thing as Wendell. Like, I don't know if he's putting up those kind of numbers on a good team at this point in his career. So it depends on the money. It depends on how patient the Bulls want to be. But it's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
Colin saying that's why I would give him half a season. Let him cook, then trade him at a high value or keep him. What if he doesn't start
I think the opposite is just as likely.
Yeah. It's like you're not positive that you're going to rate his trade value, because look, we talked leading up to this past season's trade deadline about whether or not Kobe was going to stay. And part of it was the fact that Alex and Lonzo were both out and the depth at guard suddenly became very shallow.
Yeah.
But the other part was Kobe wasn't playing all that well. And you were sitting there saying, are there a whole lot of teams knocking down the Bulls' door to offer them different trade packages for Kobe White right now? Because my guess would have been no, there weren't. So
yeah, it doesn't seem like it was, or that trigger would have been pulled. Like, honestly, we were surprised, Matt, that he was still here, right? Like, we were like, oh man, they didn't make a trade for Kobe. Oh, okay, all right, well, they made a decision, and that's what we talked about a lot. Like, well, the Bulls have shown they made their decision; they're going to stick with Kobe. But we thought, if anybody, he was always the name. Forget Patrick Williams by the Bulls. We were always bringing up Kobe, like, as the guy who would be traded. So, yeah, it's so interesting. It's going to be just interesting to see.
All right, we've got lots more questions to get to. We will get to as many as we can. Coming up next, Dave. Somebody in the Bulls Discord channel has an NBA rappers question for you.
Okay.
So
All
we'll
right.
get to that right after this. Today's episode brought to you all by Strava Craft Coffee.
Strava.
Want to start your day with a competitive edge? Strava Craft Coffee is a game changer and has helped thousands of people, yours truly included, to improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious, fresh roasted specialty coffee infused with organic broad spectrum CBD. CBD from hemp doesn't make you high or hungry. What it does do is offer real benefits that can help you feel alert and focused without those coffee jitters. Live your day more balanced with less anxiety, fewer aches and pains. Plus, including CBD in your daily routine can even help you enjoy more restful sleep so you wake up feeling your best. So the best part is that Strava is all about quality. Everything is small batch, fresh, and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated full-spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for more traditional CBD format.
Tinctures.
Boom. If you love Strava after you've tried it, you can also subscribe and save with the Strava Coffee Club. With Strava, you're in control. Save on your favorite coffees and have them automatically delivered to your home or office on your preferred schedule. And right now, our CHGO listeners can save 25% off their entire purchase when you use promo code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use promo code CHGO25 at checkout. Try it, people.
You know what, guys? I feel like I'm missing out somewhat because off of these promos, like Matt now is officially down with Strava.
He's the Strava guy.
He's the Strava
Down with
man. He gets it on the website. Will is all into the athletic greens. You know, he's gone above and beyond. And I'm like, well, what have I got to get into? It's got to be something. Is it gambling?
PointsBet. PointsBet. Join me in the
man.
gambling circle, won't you?
Parlay Dave doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
It just doesn't. It doesn't, man. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see.
What about like double down, Dave? You make a bet before tip off, and then at halftime you bet again. Double down, Dave.
No, I'm one time thing, man. That sounds like extra work. Like, no, I'm one time thing, man. Like, I'll put 1,000 down on something and then just walk away. Like, I would definitely do that.
Yeah. Our guy Sean from CHGO Socks and CHGO Bets, speaking of PointsBet, said, I love Random Bulls generator. Can I steal it for CHGO Socks? Of course you can.
Oh, sir, you may.
If you need any other creative ideas, you know who to ask.
Yes.
Big Dave. Not me.
Dave, January recommends Manscaped being like your sponsor that you roll with all the time.
Look at that beard.
I have used Manscaped. This is true. I put on the draws too. Yeah, this is a fact. I have used all
the one that you swore by back at our old Locked On platform was Sweat Block, right? That like specialty deodorant that keeps you nice and dry.
Swear by it, Will Gottlieb. Swear by it. I keep one on me all the time, baby, like it's my wallet. I keep me some Sweat Block. I love that thing. I love it so much. It comes in so much handy. It really does.
Man, you know what I haven't had in a while is a Built Bar.
Give me a Built Bar.
Let me get a Built Bar. All right, moving along. This one comes to us from our Bulls Discord channel, which, by the way, if you aren't a member yet of CHGO, sign up for an account so that you can access this fun Discord hangout section. Bigby Doge, I hope I pronounced that correctly, said, got a question for Big Dave here. What are his thoughts on Lonzo as a rapper? Does he stack up against the GOAT on the mic, Denzel Valentine? I've been dying to know.
Oh, well, first of all, the greatest athlete rapper is Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, there was nobody better than Shaq. Shaq is an actual straight up rapper. He's in athlete terms, he's Kendrick Lamar. He's Rakim, like in athlete terms. He's
what about my guy Iman Shumpert?
Don't make me speak ill of the hometown, Will. I don't want to do that. I don't.
Shout out to Oak Park, River Forest High School.
You dig? Shout out, man. Shout out Iman, man. Well, I will say this: his wife makes incredible music. Well, I'll say that.
That counts for something.
Yes, it does. Tiana Taylor makes some incredible music, man. Great albums. But as far as Lonzo as a rapper, I'm happy he's playing point guard. I'm happy he's doing that, being a point guard. Of course, I did listen to several of his. Actually, I listened to his album when it came out. it was uninspired in my opinion. He didn't have the right voice for me. He had some bars, like he's a better rapper than Denzel Valentine. I'll definitely say that. He's much better than him. But he's not on that level yet. Yeah, but he's not on that level, man. So he's not on the Shaq or Dame Lillard level. You know what I mean? He's not there, not on that kind of thing. But he's better than Denzel. I'll say that. He's better than Denzel, but I'm glad that he's playing point guard now and focusing his stuff there.
How can you say better than Denzel? Does he have any lines as good as Sloppy Like Joe?
Sloppy Like Joe. Will is the greatest rhyme. Man, you should have saw me, Will. I couldn't wait to tell Matt and John that line as soon as I heard it. I couldn't wait to tell him about that line. Sloppy Like Joe.
Dude, I actually listened to that album because I know Bulls fans would ask me about it. Mm-hmm. That Denzel album where like each song was a minute and 45 seconds long, maybe. It only took me half an hour to listen to the whole thing, and it was still like, I want that half an hour back. I will never get that half hour back.
I will say, shout out to him, though, because of the promotion, because he dropped the album on Valentine's Day. And I thought that was a brilliant move. I really did. I thought that was really smart and brilliant. But that was a bad Valentine's Day.
Because that was clearly going to work. So many couples were like, oh, you know what would be so romantic tonight, honey? Let's have a nice, quiet, home-cooked meal, just the two of us. And we'll put on Denzel's
dinner with Denzel Valentine.
Candlelight dinner with Denzel's new bars in the background.
Candlelight and paper cuts.
I guarantee you, not a single human being got laid listening to Denzel's album on Valentine's Day. Zero.
Oh man, great question though. That's a very good question.
Dave, who you got in a battle? John Cena versus Shaq.
Oh, Shaq can eat him alive, man. Oh no, Shaq can kill John Cena. Because John Cena, he can spit. He cool. He all right. He picks good music. He has a good ear for music and what he's selecting. But Shaq, dude, will literally come off the head and rip you apart. And he'll have memorable bars, you know, when he's rapping against somebody. You remember what he said about Kobe? Like, you'll quote that all the time. Just saying that stuff. That was a freestyle off the top of his head. But no, Shaq is an MC, like for real, like an MC. Like Cena's cool, but Shaq is an MC. He eat him for real.
We got another comment or question rather from our CHGO Bulls Discord. Nick wants to know everybody's drink of choice. Will, what's your drink of choice?
Put me on the spot. I haven't had anything to drink in like a long time because COVID and just all sorts of other reasons, I suppose. But I was drinking whiskey a little bit just before COVID got bad again. I don't know.
Are you a bourbon, a scotch, or rye?
I don't know. Rye, maybe.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm like much of a connoisseur, but that's just kind of what I was starting to get into. Love a gin and tonic.
Oh, summertime G&Ts.
Gin and tonic.
Oh, hell yeah.
Also underrated Moscow mules. Love those little
one of aside from G&Ts,
beer.
my other favorite summer drink is not a Moscow Mule, but a Kentucky Mule. I'm not a big vodka guy, but I love whiskey. So I'll swap out the whiskey for the vodka and just do bourbon, ginger beer, splash of lime. Oh my God.
That sounds great.
So refreshing in the summertime.
Yeah.
I can't wait for summer. Stop raining, please.
Here. It's almost here, man.
It looks so gross out this window right now. Big Dave, I know you're on the mellow wagon right now.
Yes,
correct?
I am.
That was not since January 1st?
Not since not since like December 4th. Like I haven't had anything.
Man,
so it's
you are a stronger man than me. What was
Did that work? That didn't work, did it? I tried to do a sound effect.
H2O.
Yo, there you go. Will got it. I was trying to do some Bobby Boucher in there, but I had to play
is that what that was?
Off my phone into the microphone.
The audio definitely did not come through all that clear.
Not on my end.
I didn't think it was going to, but I had to take the chance.
Appreciate you. See, that's what I like him. He went for it. He didn't worry about losing or winning. He just went for it, and I appreciate it. And he's actually right. I'm glad he put that because my drink of choice is always
Always.
the H2O.
Look
baby.
at the size of that jug
Okay.
of water.
This is one of my greatest purchases ever.
Also
because
drinking water.
It's a gallon. It comes with a handle, and I can just drink it straight up out of here, and I'm good to go. I love this. I probably drink one of these a day. I love it.
Good for you.
So
Love
much
it
water.
so much. I'm a water person. Matt will tell you that was one of the things he marveled at when he met me. How much
Water
I
and
drink.
grapes.
Water and grapes,
Oh.
baby. Yep.
Oh, the grapes. The
Yeah, man.
most pristine grapes you will ever see.
I love it.
Sean said, what's your favorite drink of choice to listen to while you're listening to Denzel Valentine's album? Cyanide?
You're right. Gasoline.
Bleach? I'm going to go with bleach.
Sadness.
Bleach and hydroxychloroquine.
Oh my goodness.
Wash it down with some ivermectin.
Oh man.
Big Dave, what is your favorite type of preserves, and do they come from Matt's summer house?
Now, Matt, when Matt goes on vacation to Peck Manor, as I like to call it,
Peck Manor.
when he goes up there, there's a place where they make fresh preserves, and I tried some once when I was at his condo, and it was really amazing. And Matt went back and brought me an actual jar of it that I've been experimenting with, basically with breakfast sandwiches. Like, so when I get like a croissant, egg, and cheese joint, it's going on there, and it's been working out quite nicely. Like it's quite amazing. But my favorite preserves are strawberry. Like, I love strawberry preserves. Love strawberry preserves. Apricot is also good as well. But yeah, strawberry preserves. You can never go wrong with that for me. Peach preserves too. Those are good too.
What about you ever have blackberry preserves?
Oh, blackberry preserves.
It's good, man. I was all over the strawberry bandwagon for a while, and then blackberry.
Dave, was the jar I gave you, was that blackberry or was that black raspberry?
Black raspberry.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that black raspberry.
That sounds very good too.
Alton's Orchards up there in northern Michigan. My God.
You can taste it right out the tree, Will.
Man,
taste the tree in it. It's really
like,
excellent, man.
I don't know about you guys as far as like your PB&J ratios. I usually go kind of like 60-40 peanut butter over jelly. But when I get my hands on one of them jars, I flip it and I'm like, give me a little bit more jelly than peanut butter, because that's how freaking good it is.
No, the ratio is more like 60-40 jelly to peanut butter for me when I'm doing it, because it was about the strawberry preserves. It was all about that. Like, if it's grape jelly, I'm not a fan of grape jelly like that, but if it's grape
jelly is
50,
trash.
50, yeah,
trash.
50-50, you know what I mean? But sometimes you get what you can afford. So, it's 50-50, but since you moved up in life, you stepped up to the strawberry and the Schmuckers and straight off the farm kind of thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, you go about 60-40, where it's just hanging off the edge of the bread. It's just hanging off, but not falling off. You know what I mean? It's right there.
Only person who should ever have to subject themselves to grape jelly is Denzel after finishing that album as a punishment to himself.
You're just picking on Denzel. You with preserves? Dang.
Ruthless.
Man can't even have preserves?
No. Only grape for Denzel. He caused me enough pain.
I do say this about Denzel. I appreciated his honesty on that album. I like that about he wasn't fronting. He was like talking a lot about how he grew up and what it was like growing up for him. Like, he was very honest about it. He was like, we wasn't poor, but we wasn't rich kind of thing, but we were struggling. And yeah, I like that. I like when guys are honest in their music. Now,
yeah, he saved all of his fronting for when he was on the basketball court pretending to be good at basketball. All right, let's move on. PW with just a ridiculous hypothetical question. Who starts for the Bulls at center next season? Vooch Gobert or Mitchell Robinson?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go with Vooch.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the two-time All-Star.
Why is it that so many Bulls fans have this obsession in their heads? Is it just because of all the talk and all the smoke that's coming out of Utah after their first-round exit, and the fact that, we got that report that Rudy said about Donovan Mitchell, like, it's him or me, somebody's got to go, and people are like, well, I was disappointed in the season Vooch had, so let's just trade him out for Rudy Gobert. Like, I don't understand how many Bulls fans think that that's just like a rational thing that's about to happen this summer.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Go ahead, Will.
I was just gonna say, I think Vooch has got to be like the minus 1,000 favorite. Gobert plus 10,000. Mitchell Robinson. There were rumors about Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
weren't there at the deadline? So maybe there's some smoke there. Pirtle, obviously, there was some rumors about him, who I'm a big fan of.
he's good.
So I don't know. We'll see. I would say Vooch is the heavy favorite.
Yeah, Pirtle's gonna cost you too, much more than Robinson would, because I think the future's bright for that young man. He's
nice. Good.
He's really
he
nice.
is good.
Speaking of big men and maybe something a little more realistic than Rudy Gobert, here's a tweet. Are you happy now on Twitter? Asked us this. Unsure about the Bulls cap space after re-signing Zach, but thoughts on pursuing Andre Drummond as a backup center. Size, rebounding, rim protection, and doesn't hurt to have practiced against Embiid. What do you guys think about Drummond?
The first thing that jumped into my head was that still shot of Drummond on a breakaway doing the peace sign. He puts up numbers, but I don't think he's actually that good. He like finishes very, very poorly around the rim for somebody that's like a lob catcher. He is not a great defender. I think he's like a fine backup big. He's going to get you some monster rebound numbers, and that's something that the Bulls struggle with, especially if they move on from Vooch. So maybe as a backup, but I think he's kind of like going to be looking around for a starting job somewhere.
Yeah, like I think he'll be starting on a bad team. Like I can really see that happening for him. I don't. It's something about him and his vibe. I just don't want it here. I don't know what. I can't explain it to you.
Or the other one where he was like doing the post up thing behind LeBron.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
He's got some Denzel in him.
Yeah, like where he goes, there's like losing following for some reason. You know what I mean? Like the Lakers you just mentioned, the Nets we just saw. Like I don't know why, but where Detroit, all those
I was gonna say he was on some
goes,
stinky Pistons teams.
Yeah, where he goes, it kind of fun. And that's not to say he can't play, because obviously he can play. He can score and he can rebound, and he's a cool defender. But no, I don't want it here. You know, I like Mitchell Robinson a little more for this team, for the fit for this team. They need the defense, man. They don't need
younger, better rim protector, bouncier,
right. Exactly,
better lob finisher. Also broke Patrick's hand, so that counts against him in some way.
Yeah, but I'd rather put that on my team than have my guy go up against him again. Like, put it on my team now, you know?
True.
All right, guys, let's get out of here on one more real question. And we have some time to figure this out, but I know a lot of Bulls fans are already talking about it. So that guy Murph TV on Twitter said, who's the ideal pick at 18? Also in the CHGO Bulls Discord, Sung asked another question. Given we have the 18th pick in the first round, what positional need should be addressed with it if we end up keeping it, or is it better to just go best player available? So always best player available. Always. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
And forever go with the best player available for sure.
The Bulls were still looking for a point guard or a guy who could play point and the two, and they ended up taking Kobe White 7th. And, I know we just spent a lot of time talking about Kobe, but if they had not, maybe I think they edged a little towards drafting for need when they took Kobe there and kind of taking the bottom of that group of top of the lottery guards when you talked about, obviously Jago number 2 and then Sexton and Garland going off the board. And then Kobe was just sort of like the last one there. And the Bulls were like, okay, well, I guess we'll take him. When how many wings and big men that went after Kobe are just like much bigger and better and more important role players, if not stars, on their respective teams right now. Always go best player available.
And I'll even say it like this: even when you've got the first pick or second pick, and you have a clear need of what you need, you take the best dude available, like who's there. Like Derrick Rose is the best example I can think of right now because Kirk Howard is there.
Ask the Blazers about Sam Bowie. They happy about that?
Hello.
Oh, we've already got Clyde. We don't need that guy who looks like he has the game that exactly mirrors Clyde.
Wait, even
give us Bowie. We're taking Bowie.
Or how about no, man? We'll just take Darko. We good on that. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Who is this mellow guy? We don't need that.
You can never have too much talent on your team. You can have enough mediocre guys that fill a need. You can never have too much talent. I haven't really dug into it yet, but I text with my friend Nez, shout out to Nez. I think he's watching right now.
Shout out, Nez.
He was texting me guesses on Morrow and Isaiah Cannon earlier, so I think he's watching. But he's been high on Malachi Branham, and I think he's a very good player. He's got some upside. Definitely fills a role as far as, a 3-and-D type of wing, but I think has some more creation chops. I'll definitely, I've never been a huge draft guy, but now that I've got all this time, I'm gonna be getting into it. So
yeah,
Sohan's very good. I like Tari Eason. Some of my draft friends are big into Leonard Miller, I think it is. So he could be something fun. Yeah, Leonard Miller. He's a Canadian prospect that's super young and super tall and has some on-ball skills. Very, very long guy, shoots it, dribbles.
You think
there's some interesting prospects out there this year, but I think it's kind of a less exciting draft. Obviously, you've got like your top 4 or 5: Chet, Paolo, Jabari, Jaden Ivey. So outside of that, there's not like a huge bunch of talent in the middle, but I think there's some nice players. So hopefully they can find someone good.
What do you think about Kofi Cockburn? Will he be there? Will he be a guy you take at 18?
Isn't he going back to school?
No, he's coming out.
No, he's coming.
Oh, he's coming out.
Mhm.
I think he strikes me as more of a second round guy just because he is just overwhelmingly athletic at that level and like just giant. And I wonder,
I don't hear a bad thing yet, Will.
well, I just wonder if he's like taking advantage of like non-professional NBA player sized human beings.
Okay.
But I could also see him having sort of a IO type of season where he goes in the second round and then is producing because he's just a great player.
Yeah.
But I think there are some other centers that'll probably go before him, whether it's Kofi undrafted.
It's possible.
He's saying he's not even projected to be drafted in most mock drafts.
There's Jalen Duren, there's Mark Williams, Walker Kessler, Koloko. There's a bunch of guys I think that could go probably ahead of him. Kamagata is another one. So we'll see. But I think he's obviously like that kind of athlete, that kind of body, and we'll see if he can put it together in the NBA.
How wild is it? You can be in the NBA and that big and that athletic and could go undrafted. That's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Plenty more days to talk about what the Bulls might do with that.
I can't wait to dig into the draft, man. I love the draft.
It's gonna be fun, and we don't even have to stress out about the lottery this year. So yeah.
And I'll say this:
change of pace.
I'll say this: it would also not surprise me at all if the Bulls trade that pick
to just try to get some more like contribute now kind of talent.
Yeah. I think they need cheap talent. So if they can find somebody who's like able to contribute on a rookie contract, that's ideal. But would not surprise me at all if they're trading that pick on draft night.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. We're out of time. That hour went by so freaking fast.
We're having fun.
Hope y'all enjoyed the Random Bulls generator. We'll definitely play that again. And if you're a White Sox fan, it sounds like the Sox crew is going to start doing that too. And thank you, everybody, for throwing us your questions about Bulls, NBA, and all of the questions that were in no way related to the Bulls or the NBA. Those questions are oftentimes just as fun, if not more fun, to answer because we talk about the Bulls every freaking day. So we'll do some more AMAs on Fridays, moving through the offseason as well. Appreciate y'all. Keep those questions coming on Twitter in that CHGO Bulls Discord channel. Give us a quick thumbs up on that button if you like today's show. If you were tuning in on YouTube, we appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And any of your fellow Bulls fans who haven't come to hang out with us yet, let them know we're here, and we're here for you all the time. That's it. Hope everybody enjoyed their week. It's Friday. Enjoy the weekend. We will be back on Monday with a fresh dose of episodes for y'all. Thanks to our producer, Joey, hanging out in the background there. And Will is on Twitter at Won't Gottlieb still. Not Go Gottlieb yet. Dave is Bow, BAWL Sports.
Bow, Billy Donovan, Jack.
Billy D. We are CHGO _Bulls. Until next time, appreciate and love you, Bulls Nation. See Red, be good.